Hi and welcome back. It's Yakov with MDA Real Estate. Today we're going to discuss as to why listings often go expired, unfortunately without a successful sale, because if you are really a motivated seller and your property didn't sell, it's very upsetting, it's very disappointing, you become furious, frustrated, you start getting mad at your agent, and you may be bombarded with expired listing agent solicitations. So it's unpleasant, unfortunately, and I feel sorry for what you went through or what you're going through. But I can only help you determine as to why your property listing went expired and reevaluate so that if you are to relist your property, you make sure you're not going through the same mistakes you went through in the first round. And hopefully, if you are to list your property for a second time, you will successfully sell it. And remember, every house has a buyer, and there are always buyers out there. So don't be misled by saying, the market sucks, the market is bad. It doesn't matter. The market is still strong. People still have money. People are still buying homes, especially in Brooklyn, New York. And I was recently on an expired listing interview with a seller, and the seller told me nothing sold in this area the last 6 months. And I told him, really? Short time after I was there, a property on that very same block right across the street, 100 feet away from his house, sold within 30 to 45 days. So my answer to that was one of two things. Photoshop wasn't done right, which I noticed. So Photoshop is important. Remember, you have to do professional photos. Person will look at Zillow, at properties, and he's going to see professional photos. It's going to catch his eye. We're going to see dilapidated photos with clutter in the house. It's turning away buyer. I've seen where somebody was listing a condo for sale for a couple of months. The condo was full with clutter, and it just turned away buyers. Even the buyers that didn't come there, they just saw the photos. They just turned to the other property. They cleaned up the condo. They made professional photos, and guess what? It sold within 2 to 3 weeks. So remember, you need curbside appeal. You need to remove the clutter of your house, you need professional photos, and you need to price your property right. Now, if you overprice your property, the question you have to ask yourself is, why did you overprice your property, and what caused it to be overpriced? Is it based on your research? Did you do the right research? If you looked at properties listed in your area that's sitting in the market for 60 to 90 days and it's not pending, obviously something is wrong with those properties also. And if you're looking to sell your property, you don't want to be sitting in the market for 60 to 90 days. So you can't look really at that. So what do you really have to look at? You really have to look at homes that sold in your close proximity within a quarter to half a mile. That's my suggestion. And see what they sold for and see how long they were in the market. And that's really your barometer at what to set your price at when selling a property, right? So if that's the case, this may have gone wrong. Now, often sellers fall prey for agents because the agents are sometimes reinstating what the seller expects. They think the seller expects that price. Yeah, I'm going to get them that price. They'll tell you, yeah, it's no problem, and it's just unethical to say so. You just have to persuade, convince a seller that this is not really a realistic price if they really want to sell. And it's just unethical to do that just to get a listing. And then what happens is when you overprice a property, there's no activity. Obviously, the agent is left with a tongue out. Then there's no communication. That's the second problem. There's no communication and there's no activity. And the agent is just afraid to show his face. And I would be ashamed to tell a seller they can get X amount of dollars when I don't see it. And it's not a realistic number. And then the listing goes stale. I wouldn't have what to say to a seller. So I wouldn't say this to a seller in the first place. And the other thing is, if you see your listing go sour right in the beginning and you see there's no activity in the first month, whereas other homes are getting pendings or going into contract within the first 2 to 4 weeks, ask why did that sell and why didn't this one sell? So you should reevaluate during the listing period and maybe drop the price. Now, honestly, I don't believe in dropping prices. It's just as a last resort. But prices of property should be set right in the beginning, because like I said, it's going to be the most activity you'll be getting within the first and fourth week. And if that doesn't happen, something was done wrong. Either your property is overpriced, the agent misled you with information, and or the agent just doesn't know how to communicate. You need to follow up with the seller at least once a week, and he needs to follow up with the prospective buyers on the other end on a weekly basis, or right a day after the open house, or actually the very same day. Now, if he's not communicating with you, he's probably not communicating with buyers. I hope you find this information useful. I hope this helps you in making the right decisions if you are to relist your property. If you have any questions, doesn't matter if you sell in New York, in Brooklyn, or anywhere in the United States, if I can help you, dig into as to why your listing expired, I'll gladly help you. I'm here to help you. That's only what I'm doing my job for. My number is 646-339-5358. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Happy New Year.